This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 1144 of Horse Tip Daily, your almost everyday morsel of helpful hints, useful facts, and practical techniques for horse folks. Brought to you today by EquestrianCollections.com. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip features Glenn chatting with Colorado horsewoman Betty Fay about how she used ground poles to help a young horse figure out for himself that stepping over logs and limbs on the trail was just no big deal. And we'll get right to our tip after this from EquestrianCollections.com.
Hi, Glenn here, and I'm back with Debbie from Equestrian Collections with the Equestrian Collections Product of the Week.
Hi, Glenn. Well, I'm really excited because I have discovered some gloves that I've been looking for a long time. It's one of my favorite brands of glove, which is the Heritage brand of glove. This brand runs a little bit small, so it's good for the smaller-handed folks out there. Keep that in mind. This is the Heritage Tech Light glove, and the thing I like about it is it's the quality that you get in a Heritage glove, and the fingertips are exposed. They've made them shorter, like biking gloves, sort of, only without all that padding in the palm.
Right.
And I think what this is perfect for is trail riding when you want to use your phone. I'm so excited because I bought all kinds of gloves that have that.
Are you texting and riding, Debbie?
Are
you texting and riding?
I do sometimes, or even answer the phone. Or when I get lost in the woods, I have to call my friend, which has happened lately, actually.
It is a pain when you have gloves on and you go and you actually do want to answer the phone. You have to take your glove off, but then the phone stops ringing.
Exactly,
right.
And you're sitting there with your brains in one hand and your gloves in your teeth, and you can't talk.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think these are going to be really great. They're very lightweight, so they're not heavy. And they come with the rain design, like all, riding gloves do with the rain thing. And the racing people really like them. And I understand the event people have gotten into using these. And I mean, you can't go wrong with this brand, and I'm very excited about these gloves. So I want you guys to take a look at them. That's the Heritage Tech Light glove. And trail riders and anybody that needs to use a phone while you have gloves on, I think these will be perfect.
Very good. And of course, you can find them by going to Equestrian Collections and just searching for Heritage Tech Light. And you'll find them. They'll show up there along with all the other Heritage gloves that they have. And one nice thing I like about Heritage gloves, they do go up to size 12. So they actually fit my hands, too.
Yeah, I love them. They just feel great on my hands. They're my favorite gloves.
EquestrianCollections.com.
We had a young pink gelding that he was coming along pretty nice. We were using him a little bit in the mountains. We just started trail riding on him. And these stock horses, they have such nice, quiet minds, and he was very sensible. But one day my husband was riding him, and he stepped over a real flimsy tree branch, and it popped up, and it smacked the horse in the belly. And the horse got frightened from it. He kind of not bucked, but, he got a little scared. And after that, he was really frightened about stepping over anything. It just kind of escalated. So I thought I would work with him from the ground at home over ground poles in the arena. And you set the ground poles up and here and there, make boxes, just things for them to step over. And he was doing okay. Then I raised him to about cavaletti height, 4 to 6 inches, and he bumped one with a hoof, not even his leg, a hoof, and he just came unglued.
Huh.
He was so frightened. I couldn't get him near any of the poles after that, no matter what I did, and I was trying to make this a good reinforcing session to get him over the fear. It just made it worse. So you can't have a trail horse that won't step over.
No, that's kind of hinders the progress.
Yeah.
You're left behind.
So I figured we had to do something. So I took the poles and I put them in the corral. My horses would get fed in different corners of the corral, different stations. And around his feeding station, I put the poles down, and so that he had to walk over them to get to his feed. He's pretty quiet, he's pretty sensible. So I was still a little concerned about it. I stood off to the side at the other end of the corral, pick and poop. But I was keeping an eye on him and watched him when dinner time came. It took him about 30 minutes to work up the courage, but he figured it out for himself, and he did. And I left those poles there for about 2 weeks, added some to the area around the water trough, and he was never a problem after that.
So he'll go over stuff on trails now?
Yes, he was great. And, he figured it out for himself. That was the most important lesson.
Yeah, I think
let him
that's the
figure
key
it
to
out
that.
for themselves.
Yeah,
Yes.
and motivated by food. I mean,
Yeah.
he probably wouldn't have stepped over the post had he not been motivated by food.
Very true.
Yeah,
Very
he's
true.
getting hungry. Most of us will do that if we're motivated by food. Well, that's a great tip. I would have never thought of that, actually. So that's terrific.
Well, thank you.
Well, there you have it. You can find links to today's guest as well as lots more tips at horsetipdaily.com. Make sure to have all of your favorite Horse Radio Network shows with you wherever you go by downloading the free, that's right, free Horse Radio Network app for your iPhone or Android. Just go to your app store and search Horse Radio Network. And of course, you can always subscribe via iTunes.